Hello, what's good night, and welcome. Oh, my finger just cracked. To the Sharky Aquarium. I'm your JayoSharkyyy, and today we are ranking every single Adopt Me 2025 update. So every update, which includes the last week of Christmas, because that was released like January 3rd. So that counts all the way up until week 1 of the Christmas update of 2025. So let's go ahead and let's hop right in. So for our first update came out Friday, January 3rd, 2025, called the Final Winter Week. Release notes, wallpaper, and coloring pages. This is a pretty tame update. It came with the Frostbite Cub Ultra Rare Bear for 70,000 gingerbread, the Aura Legendary Fox for 600 Robux, and it came with a Snow Globe Stroller for 13,000 gingerbread. It also came with an entire Winter 2024 sticker pack that had all of these lovely, lovely stickers. And then it was just coloring pages. So it was a pretty tame update overall. It did wrap up the winter, so obviously it wasn't going to be anything insane. So for that, I'll give it a C. Alrighty, for the second update, we got the Year of the Snakes that came out Friday, January 24th, 2025. This introduced the legendary Gilded Snake and the Blossom Snake. This also introduced a new currency, the limited time Shooting Stars. To get the Shooting Stars, you have to go all across Adoption Island, collect all 30 of them every real life day, and then pretty much every other day, you then have enough for a Blossom Snake, and if you save up enough, the Gilded Snake. I did play this one, surprisingly. I did forget to get the stars a whole lot. It wasn't anything super crazy, I'm not gonna lie, because you could only do so much during the update. You just collect 30 stars. That's it. So for that, I'm gonna give it a D. Our next update is the Moon Egg release on Friday, February 7th, 2025. This released obviously our new gumball egg, the Moon Egg, which introduced Hop-Bop, Storgle, Moonpine, Zeopod, Starmite, Puptoon, Sunglider, and the Dimensional Drifter. Also, they continued the Year of the Snake, where they brought in the new Nebula Snake, and then obviously the week after they said they would release all the 3 snakes, Prism, Blossom, Nebula, and obviously the Gilded, which was the legendary snake. So overall, new gumball egg. We love a new gumball egg. There's something to grind for constantly. The pets were really goated. So for that, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it an A tier, because not only did it have a new egg, it also still had the Gilded Snakes. So that's 2 updates in 1. There's still stuff going on. So honestly, that's A tier worthy. For our next update with the Valentine's Day notes from Friday, February 14th, exactly on Valentine's Day 2025. Happy update day. This introduced once again another new currency, but they introduced like a new way that they release event pets. What we noticed, the snakes are doing it again for the Valentine's, where we collect roses every in-game day as a heart-ish. 8 roses every in-game day. Once you find one and collect your first hearts, the next 7 roses will appear one by one. And Cupid's letter would appear 15 minutes before the Cupid dragon comes in, which is the adorable freaking pet. It is so cute. I love it. It's adorable. Honestly, all the pets on this update were super amazing. What I didn't like is that there was like an unknown schedule. There weren't set times to play the game, so you honestly kind of always had to be in the game. And for that, honestly, I'm gonna give it a B tier. For our next update is the Ice Cream House update that released Friday, February 28th, 2025. This came with a new house, the Ice Cream House, and obviously new furniture that came along with it. That was it. So honestly, for those reasons, I am going to go ahead. Let me find the thumbnail. Where is it? Where is it? I found it. For that reason, it's only house, I'm going to give it a D tier behind the snake. For our next update with the Jukebox and Quality of Life update on March 7th, 2025. This came with adjustments to the building editor. They changed up the jukebox, the ambiance editor, as you can see at the picture there. Pop-ups for high-price wallpapers, which are still so expensive. They're so expensive because like, who really cares? And a bunch of quality of life updates. that were definitely needed. They were most definitely needed without a doubt. But unfortunately, other than quality of life, it didn't bring anything crazy for me personally. This is my ranking, so don't hate on me. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a D tier, but I'm going to put it above the Ice Cream House. For our next update with the St. Patrick's update on Friday, March 14th, also perfectly landing on St. Patrick's Day if I'm correct. We got two pets, the Clover Cow for 1,850 bucks, and then the Gaelic Fae for 250 Robux. Honestly, so happy to put the cow for $4. Cows are like so adorable in this game, and they're so high wanted, so I'm happy to do like a reskin for it and made it so it's not Robux. Also, something nice that they introduced is playtime to get items. That was pretty nice. But once again, nothing super crazy, but two really adorable pets. So for that, I'm going to put it in C tier. For our next update, we have the Ice Dimension that came out Friday, March 21st. This brought our lure bait feature. This was insane. Such a game changer, because now we have infinite bait. It is pretty nice. With a bunch of adorable pets. We have the Frostbite Bear, the Snowy Mammoth, the Frozen Penguin, and the Icy Porcupine, on top of a bunch of stickers and toys, and maybe even 10,000 bucks. They also introduced special baits, where you can get the Shiver Wolf and the Sub-Zero Scorpion. Also a bunch of stickers and bucks and age-up potions. They also introduced the Slippery Slope minigame. That's pretty nice. It's a lot of stuff and some pretty cool stuff to definitely work for. So for that reasons, I am once again forgot the thumbnail. For that reason, I'm gonna put it in B tier. What can I say? I have a soft spot for when they bring minigames to Adopt Me. For our next update with the Ice Dimension Week 2 that came out Friday, March 28th, this introduced a new sticker pack that is Fire Dimension themed, literally quite the opposite of Ice Dimension with the Fire Dimension. We also got the Tri-Horned Tree Hopper for a UGC award. This one was nothing super crazy, so I'm going to put it in a D tier. For the next update, we have the April Fool's update that came out on April 1st, Tuesday. For 24 hours, adopt an adorable temporary full-aged pet. This was the pet. The Guitar. That is awful. We also got 2 times buck in XP. So, D tier. 3 days later, they released something better. The Cherry Blossom Festival update that came out on April 4th. This introduced 3 pets, the Bonico, the Cage Crow, and the legendary Sakura Spirit, as you see right there, which is so adorable. We got a minigame, we got a bunch of toys, and strollers, and petware, and we got an AFK zone as well, which is super amazing. I love me an AFK zone. 25 passive cherry blossoms every 15 seconds. Now, the cheapest pet is 3,650. But hey, 25 every 15 seconds, that's pretty tough. So because they are adorable and in an AFK zone and it's adorable, I'm gonna put it in C tier. For our next update with the Cherry Blossom Festival Tokyo Edition that came out on Friday, April 11th. This introduced another 2 pets, the Super Saru and the Kapakid, which once again, a whole lot of cherry blossoms. They also introduced another mini game, which is you're a dinosaur. They also introduced vehicles and petware and toys and all that. Also a whole lot of bug fixes, as you can see. Once again, super cute. Week 2, nothing crazy. So for that, I'm gonna give it a C tier. For the next update with the Cherry Blossom Festival 2 times Egg Hunt that came out on Friday, April 18th. This was week 3. They introduced the Cabot pets. They also introduced a Kai Jr. box, which had the Kai Jr., Toxic Kai Jr., Primal Kai Jr., and the Scorching Kai Jr. Honestly, if you ask me, they look like dinosaurs. They look like dinosaurs. They're dinosaurs on my head. We also have a 2 times Egg Hunt. Every 2 hours, egg will be activated. Gotta find the eggs. 2 times aging will be activated on the server for an hour. So pretty tough. We also had a capital machine where you can pay 500 bucks for some pretty good stuff, especially a chance to get cherry blossoms, so that conversion is always super amazing. We got new petware and stores, obviously. This one, I'm gonna put it in B tier. For the next update, we have the final week of the Cherry Blossom Festival that came out Friday, April 25th. This had the Mecha Rabbit and the Mirai Moth. It also had the Dance Arcade stand for 125 Robux, a new vehicle, and obviously some wings. And a whole bunch of stickers that came in a sticker pack. Nothing crazy for this one, I fear. D tier. Our next update is Return to the Moon update from Friday, May 2nd. This introduced the Glormy Dolphin pet, which is super adorable and I love it, and I have a mega. They also added the Cherry Blossom Wagon to spend all your cherry blossoms in the stand for 1 week. So that is very, very nice. This update also introduced social stones, where you and your friends had to complete orange needs in the game to get stones. You can earn up to 30 stones a day, and the Gloomy Dolphin only costed 25. So theoretically, a legendary day. I feel that is insane. Super easy. Could get repetitive though. So for that reason, I'm going to put it in B tier. Next update is the Moon House notes that came out Friday, May 9th. This just released a house with furniture. D tier. For the next update with the Gibbon Fairground that released Friday, May 16th. This was just like the Monkey Fairground that they did 5 or 4 years before this one came out. So kind of insane that it took them that long. But this one brought Gibbons. A basic Gibbon, $300, an officer Gibbon, a firefighter Gibbon, a villain Gibbon, a hero Gibbon, an influencer Gibbon, and a ringmaster Gibbon. Which you get 1 free every 40 boxes opened. So it's worked similar like the Monkey Fairground did, where you open boxes and get like accessories, and you combine 3 of them, plus the Gibbon, and then you would get a specialized version of that Gibbon. The standard Gibbon box, blah blah blah, a bunch of stuff. Food, that was always nice. Cinnamon roasted almonds, that sounds disgusting, I'm sorry. But overall, pretty cool. So we're gonna give it a B tier. For our next update with the camping trip that released Friday, May 30th, this like refreshed the camping shop. They introduced the muskrat, which is so adorable. They also introduced the mooses and the cat for Robux, which obviously came with a Robux maple leaf treats to tame them. Gambling. We love gambling. Overall, pretty D. For our next update with the Butterfly Sanctuary that released Friday, June 6th. This was like their Pride update. It released a whole bunch of butterflies, and you needed specific flowers to get and tame the butterflies. They also brought back the social stones, which you got the Snapdragon flower for to get these butterflies. I have a neon prismatic butterfly because I'm pretty goated. They also brought in the Pride pogo sticks. Pretty cool update, a whole bunch of butterflies. I would have been entertained, and I'm a little bit fruity. This might be biased. A tier. A tier. That is a whole bunch of pets. That is just like, that's insane to me. That is a bunch of pets. I would have grinded like crazy. A tier, A tier, A tier. For our next update with the Butterfly Sanctuary Week 2 that came out Friday, June 13th. This introduced the Moonbeam Butterfly. Moonbeam ice cream. That's it. D tier. Adorable pet, but D tier. For our next update, we have the furniture storage feature that released Friday, June 20th. This like completely overhauls the Adopt Me building system, and it was so insane. Also made it so much more confusing for returning players like me. But yeah, it is a bunch of building stuff. Super cool, pretty game changing. So for that, and it made builds on a whole other level in Adopt Me. So for that, A tier. For our next update with the furniture delivery notes that released Friday, June 27th. This, honestly, it was just kind of an extra login streak rewards that you could get. It was just a bunch of furniture. When you logged in solo, and when you logged in with a friend, you'd also get a bunch of other furniture. They also fixed a bunch of bug fixes, which is amazing, but D tier. For the next update with the Summer Treasure Defense notes that came out on Friday, July 4th, 2025. This is the first week of their summer update. This introduced the Hammerhead Shark, the Seabed Creeper, and the Mermicorn. No one bought. Literally no one bought. We also got a bunch of items. Excuse me. We got a mini game. We got new needs, an AFK beach was amazing, and a bunch of bug fixes. This was insane, and it had a shark. So for me, personally, this is a S tier update. Our first S tier. For our next update with the Summer Sink a Ship notes that came out July 11th, 2025, this introduced the infamous Coconut Friend. It also released the Emperor Ship and the Priceless Shrimp. It released a timed event for the treasure type jewels and keys, which helps you get the Emperor and Priceless Shrimp. It also released a Sink a Ship minigame, which had a bunch of cool little items that came along with it. Overall, honestly, pretty cool yet again. This is going to be a B tier. For the next update, we have the Summer Canon Circle Notes that released Friday, July 18th, 2025. This released with the Kelp Raider box, which introduced the Kelp Captain, Kelp Hunter, Kelp Raider, Kelp Crewmate, and a Sea Slug for 490 Robux. Because, you know, we all wanted a Sea Slug. It also came along with some new petware, vehicles, and posters, and also another minigame, and adding some more stuff with the treasure tides. Once again, they don't miss with the summer updates. Ooh, B tier. For our next update with the Summer Sticker Sunset Notes that released Friday, July 25th, 2025. This bring along the Island Tertier and the Manta Ray, also the Summer Sticker Pack. New items, obviously. They increased the treasure tide rewards yet again, and a summer sale. This one, though, unfortunately, will be a C tier. Still pretty goated, but nothing crazy. Next update, we have the Wagon and Trading servers that released Friday, August 1st. Summer is now over, so they obviously put all the summer stuff into a wagon, which is very, very nice. 2x code and doubloon drops. We got a new Ren pet for $1,400 to celebrate their 40 billion visits. And you will get a free Ren when you logged in on that day. They also added the trading servers, which was super, super insane. Pretty goated if you ask me. Everyone's rich in there. So, once again, I fear nothing crazy, but trading servers were game changing. So it's going to be a C tier. Our next update is the Aztec Temple Trek, which released Friday, August 8th, 2025. This started hinting towards the Aztec Egg, replacing the Moon Egg. You can get the Royal Aztec Egg. There was also a Temple Trek Obby, and we solve it all, do it all. You collect 3 daily golden crystal skulls. 15 of them get you a Royal Aztec Egg, which is pretty good, and it obviously came with some pretty basic items. Once again, nothing super crazy. So, D tier. Next update with the Aztec Egg release notes that released Friday, August 15th, 2025. This released, obviously, the new Gumball Egg, the Aztec Egg. Probably one of the most hated Gumball Eggs we've ever gotten. Because people just don't really... It's not super cutesy and preppy. But it is a Gumball Egg, so B tier. Next update with the birthday gift and accessory notes that came out Friday, August 22nd, 2025. This basically refreshed all of the gifts, petswear, and gnome petware. They also gave the 2025 birthday butterfly for $1,500 for its 8th birthday. That is insane. But yeah, a bunch of new gifts, a bunch of new petware, and if I'm correct, new wings? No, I'm crazy. Just petware and gifts. Really, really cool. Bunch of new stuff. Really nice. Unfortunately, nothing game-changing, so I fear... Ooh, I feel like I'm being so harsh. D tier. For the next update with the Home Pass that released Friday, August 2029. This brought an entirely new battle pass system for free, where for XP you get a bunch of age potions, snacks, and obviously the mini schnoocher and the Munchkin Cat pet that you could constantly refresh for 1,500 pets. This was so goated. This was so goated. A tier. We brought a whole new system, adorable pets, super fun, and it would keep you going the entire week. Alrighty, for our Home Pass Week 2 notes, they didn't do a different thumbnail, but that came out Friday, September 5th, on my birthday. We got a Siamese cat and the French Bulldog. We also obviously kept the mini Schnauzer, but they kicked out the Munchkin cat. Poor kitty. And they tease something even bigger coming next week. But honestly, once again, another pretty goated update. And this one has 3 pets. So we're going to move this one to S tier and that one to A tier. Because hey, 3 pets is better than 2. For our next update, we got the Pet Pen. S tier. S tier. S tier. Anyways, where are we? Pet Pens. This was so insane. And we got the Pet Releaser. And we got the Pet Releaser. Pet Pen and Pet Releaser. They could have done 2 separate updates and they both would have been S tier. This was such an insane game-changing update. The Pet Pens is so goated. It also made aging pets so much easier. They reduced what you need to do by so much. And the Pet Releaser to get rid of those useless pets for something new and pretty goated. This was insane. And they added back paychecks. I'm sorry, this, I fear, might be the update of 2025. For our next update, we have the Pet Paints that released Friday, September 19th, 2025. Once again, another game-changing update. They don't miss when it comes to the end of the year. You can completely change how you're repainting your pets, so it's so much better. You can paint your neons, and for Robux, you can have some specific mega neon glows, and they've remade the Neon Cave. And you can even share your colors with other people. A tier update. Once again, another goated. Back-to-back go. For our next update with the Halloween house notes that came out Friday, September 26, 2025. This came with a new house and a bunch of furniture and obviously the nursery bell, which you get 20 bucks every week for just notifying yourself. D tier. It's a house. I'm sorry. Our next update is the Halloween Patches arcade notes that came out Friday, October 3rd. This introduced the Hauntlet, the really unique minigame. Thank God those Roblox chat changes came in after the Hauntlet, or else I would have hated the Hauntlet. But I loved it. Also, they introduced a new way to get pets by taming them with the kitty bat. Also, there was an AFK-ish area with the Horseman's Pouch. Also, a bunch of new pets and a Glimmering Ivory paint, sure, whatever. Once again, I fear S tier update. Halloween Surprise Spider Notes Week 2 that came out Friday, October 10th, 2025. I hate spiders. It also came with the Costume Party minigame, more pets and toys, obviously. This one was also pretty cool. It came with a bunch of new pets. There's spiders though, so for me personally, it's a B tier. Our Week 3 Halloween update came out on Friday, October 17th, 2025. This released, I think, the most expensive Halloween update ever. It released the Flamingo, the Cryptid for 1,500 Robux, and it also released the furniture and items. Obviously, the Sleep or Treat minigame, our last new minigame that we got, and obviously a new need. Honestly, overall pretty good. I do not enjoy playing this update, so for me, C tier. But overall, really good update. Fun things to do. Many things to do. For our last Halloween update that came out Friday, October 24th, 2025, we got DJ Snooze and the Ghostly Cat. They also obviously brought back the Werebear minigame, which was really fun. I hated that minigame. I sucked. And obviously a couple of items along the way. This is kind of a redo with the minigame, but they did add 2 new pets. I was working hard that update, so I'm gonna give it a C. Our next update is the Halloween Wagon, which came out Monday, November 3rd. They just scooched all the Halloween stuff and shoved it in the wagon. And got rid of the kitty bats. That's it. D tier. I want all my kitty bats. Next update is the Ice Cream Penguin update that came out Friday, November 7th, 2025. This was, once again, a very Robux lenient update. but they refreshed the penguins again. Bees haven't been refreshed once, but sure, we got, or like, so many variant of penguins. These are so adorable. With the golden goldfish, choco penguin, vanilla penguin, and strawberry penguins. We also got the dango penguins, a new pet in the pet releaser crystal egg. I had fun playing it. C tier. Our next update is the daily free egg update that came out Friday, November 17th. This brought the Shih Tzus for 975 bucks. And also they changed up how the task board works. They got scooch the RGB boxes out the way. And instead we get a free daily Aztec egg by completing 3 tasks. Pretty good, pretty game changing. I'm gonna put it A tier, honestly. Those free Aztec eggs daily, they definitely help, especially with a video I'm making right now. The next update is the Active Needs update that came out Friday, November 21st, 2025. Honestly, the only interesting thing is the extra pet slot. That's it. D tier. The next update is the Black Friday bundle notes that came out Friday, November 28th, 2025. This brought the Posty van where you can trade in 100 toys. I literally just put in 100 yarn balls. And you get a free van. Also, there was an Aztec bundle that you get 5, it was like, what, 5 eggs for 37 Robux. So, this was just our teaser towards next week's update. So once again, I fear a D tier. Last but not least, the Christmas Week 1 Bah Humbug update that came out Friday, December 5th, 2025. This brought the Bah Humbug minigame, the Arctic Dust Dragon Humbug, Turtle Doves, and a Tree Sasquatch with a unique way to get them by completing a bunch, emphasis on bunch of needs to get it for free, which also gave us a free house, a bunch of free items, a new need, and obviously the advert calendar started ticking away for us to get our free daily rewards. A tier. Alrighty, so this is our final tier list, as you can see, of every update in 2025. Honestly, I think that was a pretty goated tier list. But let me know if you guys agree. And what is your guys' favorite Adopt Me update of this year? For me personally, it has to be the Pet Pen. I mean, it has to be. The Pet Pen is so goated. But without further ado, thank you all so much for hopping in. I appreciate it very, very much. And I hope to do it again sooner or later. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.